Okay, can you guys hear me? Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us begin the 26th class of the course. So, this is the culmination of this course. This is why we are studying all these different phenomena in our semiconductors because we wanted to study transistors. Okay, although our book covers BJTs first, but we'll go into BJTs at the end. We'll go into MOSFETs first because those are more important devices today as compared to BJTs. Okay, because you see MOSFETs everywhere. So we'll study MOSFETs before we do go to BJTs. So what is a MOSFET? It is a metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Okay, so I have written many things here. Uh, most of you might have seen this MOSFET earlier, but in any case, we'll go into each of these terms a little bit later on. But let us go into what is a transistor. Okay, transistor comes from trans for resistance resistor. Okay, so it comes from transfer resistor. We combine those two terms together and call it a transistor. So essentially a transistor is a device in which the resistance between two terminals can be controlled by a third or a fourth terminal. Okay, so that is the basic principle of a transistor, that you can control the resistance. Arush, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a class today at 12?
Yes, sir. I think. Yes, sir. For
100%?
100%. Yes, sir.
Okay,
291 network theory.
okay. So before we go into resistances, let us talk about a simple dam. Okay, we have a special kind of dam, a movable dam. Okay, in this dam we have uh, what? We have a water reservoir. Okay, we have two water reservoirs. One is on the right hand side, and another reservoir on the left hand side, and this is a barrier which is present between those two reservoirs. Okay, in this, and there is one more thing, that this reservoir is movable. Okay, you can move this reservoir up or down. Okay, the right side reservoir is fixed, it contains water everywhere, so there is water here. Okay, it is full of water, this is full of water, and this is a barrier. Okay, there is a barrier present between these two. If there is a solid barrier present, would we expect any movement of water from this side to this side, or in either direction? What do you think? Ayush, Bansal, Ayush, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What do you think if there is a reservoir in between these two? No,
Like,
sorry, not reservoir, a barrier between these two reservoirs of water.
yeah, so sir, the flow will reduce, like,
Reduce or zero? There will be no
yeah,
flow, no? Because there is no possibility of water going from here to here.
yes, sir, but yes, even, yes,
It will be zero, no?
yes,
It's
sir,
a solid barrier. It's not a porous
yes,
barrier. Okay, it's a solid barrier. Okay, imporous. So once I bring this barrier down by some means, okay, forget about how it is happening, but let us say I bring this barrier down. मैं इस barrier को नीचे ले आता हूँ. Okay, if I bring this barrier over here, okay, I have somehow moved this barrier. What is going to happen in that case? ये एक हमारा उसका हमने एक उस पर वो लगाया हुआ है. We have a handle over here. We pull this barrier down. Okay, what is going to happen in that case? since the water level is the same on both sides, what should happen to the net flow of water? Net flow क्या होनी चाहिए?
Zero.
It will be 0.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the net flow of water is going to be 0 if the water level is the same on the right hand side, and the left hand side there will be no flow of water. Okay, now let us say, again I told you that this barrier, this reservoir can move up or down. Okay, so now if I pull this reservoir down somehow by some trickery, okay, I have a movable platform on which this water reservoir sits. Okay, I move this reservoir down. Okay, if I move this reservoir down slightly, what is going to happen? What is going to happen in this case? क्या होगा? There will be some flow of water from this side, from the right hand side to the left hand side. Is that okay or no? What do you think? Vivek Sharma, what do you think?
Sir,
If-
water will somewhat flow from one side to other if we move the reservoir down.
Okay, somebody else. Arush, what do you think?
I'm not sure, sir.
I don't understand what is the difficulty.
Sir, वो
See,
level तो साथ साथ change होंगे ना, because at a particular height from the ground level the level of water remains same. Water को
no,
कैसे
it is not. No. अरे भाई,
safety-
if let us say that I have this reservoir. Okay, my hand is the platform on which this is moving. Okay, if I take this up, do you think there will, and I connect a siphon through it? Okay, do you think there will be a water movement from a higher level to a lower level or no?
हाँ सर तब होगा, मतलब अगर वो connected नहीं है दोनों चीजें, and only if there is a pipe for water transfer, because if everything is water then level will decrease simultaneously, मतलब दोनों साइड के लेवल साथ साथ गिरेंगे और फिर
क्यों?
एक constant level.
क्यों?
सर क्योंकि एक ही कंटेनर में सब जगह के
This
water
is not
levels,
this is not the same container. These are two different containers which are completely separate from each other. This is not a single container.
There'll be a water flow from right to left.
Yeah, that's it's so. These two are completely disconnected from each other. This is infinitely going down. Okay, this is not a single what single container. Okay, this is completely separate. The right hand side is completely separate from the left hand side. Okay, the only special thing about the left hand side is that it can move up or down. Okay, so there will be a flow from the right hand side to the left hand side. Arush, do you agree or no?
Yeah, sir. Like, I agree now. The water will go down only. Yes, sir.
नहीं यार, पता नहीं इतना enthusiastic yes नहीं आ रहा, क्यों? इसमें क्या परेशानी है? एक साइड में वाटर लेवल कम है, दूसरी साइड में वाटर लेवल ज्यादा है, तो ट्रांसफर होगा या नहीं होगा अगर उन दोनों को कनेक्ट कर देंगे किसी तरीके से तो?
Yes, sir. बिल्कुल होगा, sir.
So इसमें क्या परेशानी
Enthusiastically, yes, sir.
है? Okay, thank you. Whether internally it was enthusiastic or not, externally तो तुमने मेरा पीछे छुड़ाने के लिए तुमने बोल ही दिया है,
अरे
मेरे से
नहीं,
पीछे
sir, seriously.
चलो, ठीक है,
मतलब
okay.
किसी का sir water नीचे जाएगा.
So now if I bring this water level even down, okay, if I bring this containers slightly down, even further down, what is going to happen? क्या होगा? If I bring this slightly down a little more,
It
now-
will fall faster.
and assume that this is infinite, okay, this is infinite, this is ocean, okay, ocean on this side, so water level is on the right hand side. Even if water gets transferred, the water level on the right hand side is not going to go down. Okay, so what is going to happen to your, if you bring this the left hand side's water level down, what is going to happen to your transfer rate? Will it become higher or lower?
Higher.
Yeah, so you, because you have a higher potential difference between these two regions, so there will be a higher flow from the right hand side to the left hand side. Now you bring it even further down. ठीक है, so that it is almost at this level. Now there will be a flow. Okay, again we have a flow from the right hand side to the left hand side, which is higher than the previous case. Okay, now if I decrease it even further, if I decrease this level even further, let us say this is my original situation. Compared to this original situation, I have decreased the water level even further down. Now what do you expect to happen?
Rate will not change.
The rate will not change. The rate will be the same as it was over here, because this path becomes the resistance. Okay, this path is now the controlling factor, not the difference in the water levels. Okay, this path stays the same whether you decrease it even further or you go down, it does not matter. Okay, so your flow rate is going to stay the same irrespective of how far deep you are going, how far below this the new water level is compared to this original water level. Okay, so it does not really matter. The flow rate is going to stay the same. So this is pretty similar to what we have in a transistor. Okay, what happens? So if I were to talk about flow rate versus height below, let us say H1. Okay, height below H1. Okay, H1 is the original height of this water. Okay, compared to H1, the height below that. Okay, what happens initially? As you are increasing the height, the difference between this height and the new height of water, as you are increasing it, the flow increases. Okay, and flow keeps on increasing until we reach this height. Okay, it will keep on increasing. Okay, once we reach that point, the flow no longer increases and becomes something like this. Have you seen a, again we are not studying fluid mechanics, but this example is actually very apt in representing what happens in a transistor, okay, in a MOSFET, to be more precise. Do you have you seen this kind of graph anywhere? Ritik, Raj?
The terminal velocity.
Yes, sir. I haven't seen.
You haven't seen? Because your two answers
I
were
can't remember exactly.
okay, you have never studied MOS transistors characteristics, IV characteristics of a transistor?
No, sir. I was a branch changer, so I haven't studied ECN 101.
Oh, अरे ये क्या हुआ? मैंने गलत आदमी से पूछ लिया. लव्या नागपाल. Okay.
Yes,
Arush,
sir.
you were, yeah, go ahead. Have you seen it?
Yes, sir. These are the IV characteristics of a transistor.
What IV characteristics? A transistor has 3 or 4 terminals. Which terminal are we talking about? Which IV characteristics are we talking about here?
Sir, the
It looks-
graph, I remember the graph, but I don't remember exactly.
Which particular voltages and currents we are talking about?
Yes, sir. That I don't
Current?
remember.
Do you remember current? Which current we talking about? Not the voltages. Okay, it is pretty similar to what we have in a transistor. In a MOSFET, this is equal to the y-axis becomes IDS. Okay, and the x-axis is VDS. Okay, so this is very similar to what we have in a MOSFET. ID versus VDS looks something like this. Okay, it initially increases when you're for a certain up till a certain voltage, and then it becomes flat. Okay, so this is called as the saturation region. Okay, so let us look at the. Anybody has a question over here? I'm going to erase this.
So can you please repeat once for which terminal is this situation, ID and VDS?
It will be clear in a moment. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, we'll go into that later on. Maybe next 2 classes later on. But ID is the drain current, the current between drain and source, and VDS is the voltage between drain and source. Okay, we
Okay,
usually write it as ID instead of IDS. It is understood that it is ID means IDS. Okay, the current between the drain and the source. So the two terminals across which the resistance is changing is the drain and the source. Okay, and the controlling terminals are your gate and body. Okay, did you have anything more specific you wanted to ask? Who was the person asking the question?
no sir, no sir. I wanted that only, which is
Okay,
told you right now.
okay, thank you. So let us look at the device structure. Okay, how does the device look like? If you were to cut a MOSFET vertically, okay, and look at it from the side, this is how it will look like. Okay, and so this is your N plus. What does N plus stand for? Plus stands for heavily doped region. Okay, and this is P type, or we can call it P silicon, and we have two layers over here, oxide and metal. So if you look at this particular situation, does it do you see some part of MOSFET over here? Do you see something?
Metal oxide semiconductor.
Metal oxide semiconductor. Okay, that is where the term MOS comes from. And field effect transistor, the current movement takes place through the field effects. That's why we call it as a field effect transistor. Okay, and so let us look at the band diagram of this particular MOSFET just below your the oxide surface. Okay, if I were to draw the band diagram, again this is also silicon, this is also silicon, all of these this whole material is silicon. The only thing is that it is doped differently in different regions. Okay, now if I were to plot this in equilibrium, what will it look like? Please draw the band diagram. I will give you a minute to draw the band diagram of this particular device. Just below this, we are going from the left hand side to the right hand side, just below the oxide. How will it look like? So in equilibrium, you will have, first thing that you will have is that your Fermi level will be constant everywhere throughout. Okay, Fermi level will be constant, will be the same throughout your device. Okay, and you have, so if you look at, and we are assuming that the depletion region width, so this is effectively a PN junction. Okay, one-sided PN junction. By one side I mean that the depletion width will be very high on the P side as compared to the N side, because N side is more heavily doped. Okay, so we are assuming that the depletion region width is much smaller than the length of this particular region. Okay, let us call this is called as L. Okay, L is your channel length. Okay, so compared to the channel length, we'll call this as channel. This particular region is called as the channel. So channel length. L stands for channel length. So compared to the channel length, the depletion region width of this this PN diode is very small. Okay, one thing is given to you. Again, on this side, the PN diode is of the similar parameters. So the depletion width is going to be the same as over here. So again, this depletion width is also very small compared to the channel length. So if I assume that, what can I say? We have two PN junctions back to back. Okay, we have two PN junctions back to back with a P region in between. Okay, so if I were to plot from here to here, it is just a p-n junction. Okay, so we have n on the left hand side and p over here. Okay, and similarly n on the rightmost side. Is that okay? And if I were to draw the band this is your conduction band EC. What will EV look like? EV will be parallel to this.
Sir, on right side it will be more below.
Why?
It is n minus and n plus. It is less heavily doped.
Who said?
Yes.
No, it is n plus on both sides. Is the plus not visible? It is plus on both sides.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is almost equally doped. Okay, most of the time source and drain are interchangeable.
Okay, sir.
Okay, they are. It is a symmetric device if you were to cut it vertically. Okay, so if you look at it, the distance between on the p side, the distance between the Fermi level and the valence band is higher than the distance between the conduction band and Fermi level on the n side. Okay, because this is less heavily doped as compared to the n side. Okay. So now, if I were to look at the path of an electron, okay, now if so I have not yet mentioned it, but this is called as the drain. Okay, this terminal, the rightmost n plus terminal is called as the drain. The left side is called as the source, and this is the gate, and this is the body. Okay, it will become clear in a moment why each of these is called what they are called. Now, if I were to apply a voltage across source and drain, okay, if I were to apply a voltage across source and drain, I apply a positive voltage to the drain and the negative voltage to the source. Okay? If I apply a negative voltage to the source, what is going to happen?
Move upwards.
This is going to move upwards.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is going to move upwards. Okay, and you'll have some. So, but still, it is going to move upwards slightly. And so, if I were to draw, I'm only going to draw the conduction band. Okay, not the valence band. Okay, again and again. I'm not going to do that. So let me erase this. So if I draw the conduction band when your VDS is greater than 0, okay, your this is how it will look like. Okay, there is some voltage drop across this this P region. Okay, let us say that all the voltage drop takes place across this P region. Okay, not all, some will go into this also, but finally this is how it is going to look like. But now if you look at the path of electron, you have increased the voltage on the drain a little bit. Okay, so this you can think of it in another way. Okay, instead of thinking about it as, let me think of it a little bit differently. Let us say that this is my, so the source is not changing. Okay, the only thing that is changing is that the drain voltage is becoming higher. If the drain voltage becomes higher, the potential on the drain has become higher. That means that energy is going to go down. Okay, so let me draw that. Okay, this is how it is going to look like. This is for VDS. So this is for VDS is equal to 0. This is for VDS greater than 0. Okay, nothing else has been changed. Okay, the only thing that we have done is that we have increased the value of VDS from 0 to a higher value. Okay, so that is going to reduce this. Now, let us look at this particular situation. Now electrons are being pushed by the force, that electrical force that we have applied. Which direction are the electrons being pushed in? Vaishnavi.
To the positive terminal.
They are being pushed from this side to this side.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but what do they see when they try to go from the this is the source and that is the drain? Okay, when they try to go from the source to the drain, what do they see?
Barrier.
They see a huge barrier over here. Okay, so they have to cross that. Most of the electrons do not have that much energy to cross that barrier. Okay, so effectively the current is going to be very small or negligible. If the current is small or negligible, you will have no current. I mean, the barrier is so high that there will be no current flowing from the left hand side to the right hand side. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I could somehow reduce this barrier, we would have a significant current flowing. Okay. So let me draw another situation. Okay. The other situation is that we have somehow reduced this barrier. Okay. This barrier has been reduced. Okay, if I somehow reduce this barrier by whatever means, don't worry about how it happens, we'll go into that in a moment. Okay, now if I and with VDS is equal to 0, ठीक है, ये VDS equal to 0 है तो ऐसा होगा. Okay, and if the barrier is reduced and after the barrier has been reduced, I apply a positive VDS. This is going to look something like this. Okay, if I apply a positive VDS with a small barrier, now what is going to happen? Again, the force is pushing the electrons from the negative terminal to the positive terminal. Okay, again electrons are being pushed in this direction. ठीक है ना? Electrons are again being pushed in this direction. Now they see a much smaller barrier, so we will have a significant current as compared to the previous situation. ठीक है? Any questions? Anybody has? So it is again we are coming back to the original situation. Original situation क्या थी हमारी? जो हमारे अभी example दिया था with the water and 2 reservoirs of water. Okay, we are going to a similar situation over here. Okay, we are reducing the barrier, then we will have flow from the left hand side to the right hand side. Once the barrier is very high, then there is no possibility of that happening. Okay. Now, anybody has a question here? So that is the basic principle on which these MOSFETs work. So what have we done? Previously, the resistance between the source and the drain was how much? What was the resistance between the source and the drain? In the previous situation, you white line.
High.
Huh?
Very high.
Very high, practically infinite. Okay, but now we have reduced the barrier, so we have reduced the resistance significantly. Okay, so that is the basic principle of a trans resistor. Okay, a transfer resistor. What are we doing? We are controlling the resistance between source and drain by a third terminal. What is the third terminal? That is your gate. Okay.
Sir, here how are you drawing that in the P type? There will be potential drop midway you have drawn.
Yeah,
So, sir, how is it happening?
we'll go into that in later on. Okay, no, most likely not in this course. Okay, that is means if you do calculations from basic principles, you will see that the voltage drop takes place between this as well as this terminal. Between means it is divided into these two regions. Okay, it basically comes from your Gauss law and all those things. Okay, it is
So
yeah. Go ahead.
between that N side and that P side, the drop is the applied voltage, or is it between the drain and the source? The drop is V.
I don't
sir.
understand. Can you repeat?
Sir, like let's say we are applying the voltage VD, well, voltage V. So that voltage V is about N plus, both N plus, like source or drain, or the mid part and the drain, mid part of the gate, that drop.
Okay. Yeah, it is a little more. I still don't get your question. We have,
Sir, from this midpoint to
yeah,
drain,
yeah.
what is the voltage between these 2 points, the midpoint and the drain?
It is much more complicated, and if you might have to take my PG course,
No,
okay,
sir,
in your fourth year.
is it equal to VD, that voltage that we have applied
Is it
across
equal?
source and drain? You,
Not necessarily,
okay, it will be some less than that. Like,
or maybe equal to VD. It is not necessarily. You have to do a much more involved calculation to figure out the exact value compared to the midpoint.
okay, sir,
It
because we
can
are
it can
applying
be VD.
the
It can be VD. It
sir,
can be.
because we are applying up across source and drain.
Yeah.
So how come it is coming between the midpoint and the drain?
No, it is not coming between midpoint and the drain. It is come. I have just approximately drawn it. It can be. It can be like this also. Okay. Yet again, it depends on how the currents are flowing. Please understand that the voltage drop is going to depend. Where does? इसमें करंट वोल्टेज कैसे ड्रॉप होगी? Let us say I have two resistors.
Sir, VR1 upon R1 plus R2.
हाँ, तो उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है ना कि कैसे उसमें पूरा उनका रेजिस्टेंस के डिफरेंट रीजन्स का कैसा है.
सर, तो हम ऐसा नहीं कह पाएंगे क्या कि
नहीं, बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, मैं बता रहा हूँ ना, इसलिए मैं आंसर नहीं कर रहा, वरना मैं तुम्हें आंसर कर देता.
नहीं सर, बस ये पूछने की जो ड्रेन जो नीचे जा रहा है, जितना नीचे जा रहा है जो ड्रेन वोल्टेज है वो E इंटू एक्सटर्नल वोल्टेज जो अप्लाई है उसके बराबर नहीं होगा क्या?
नहीं, ये तो होगा. This is going to be the externally applied voltage, E times externally applied voltage. That's all. That is all we can say. But how it is going to change inside is going to be very, very complicated. We have to do a first principle calculation of your surface potential.
ओके सर, वो मतलब नीचे तो उतना ही जाएगा ना?
हाँ, obviously.
ओके सर.
ठीक है. The inside part is very, very complicated. Not part of this course.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you have to take the PG course where we talk only about MOSFETs. That yeah.
तो सर ये आपने बस ऐसे ही ड्रॉ कर दिया तो मतलब कोई मतलब इसका सिग्निफिकेंस अभी के लिए तो नहीं है.
सिग्निफिकेंस है ना यार, इसमें क्या परेशानी है समझने में क्वालिटेटिवली? ये कहाँ पे चेंज हो रहा है उससे क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है इतना?
ठीक है, मतलब सर बस शेप चेंज हो जाएगी.
हाँ.
ओके सर.
ठीक है ना, इसमें क्या परेशानी है?
हाँ, ओके सर.
Sir, how we reduce that barrier height?
Yeah, going into that. That is the part of this particular class today. So we are going to talk about only this portion today. ठीक है? How are we reducing this barrier? This particular region, okay, if we were to talk only about this region, this is called as a MOS, metal oxide semiconductor capacitor. Okay, why is it is a capacitor? The semiconductor acts almost like a metal on this side, metal on the top, and in between we have an oxide, metal, okay, or conductor, oxide, conductor, insulator, conductor is going to give you a capacitor. Okay, it's not really a capacitor because again the means it's a capacitor, but not a capacitor that we usually talk in general terms where we have metal on both sides. Because why is this not a metal on this side? Means why can't we assume this to be a metal? What is the basic reason that the semiconductor cannot be considered a metal?
So because of its different conductivity as compared to metals.
Good. What else?
Control of electron will be difficult.
Control of electrons will be difficult.
Yes, sir. Like we use semiconductor because it is easy to control the flow of electron.
Yeah. But here if we were to talk about a capacitor, we want a metal on this side, no? So it is not really a very good capacitor. Why is it not a good capacitor? That is what I am asking you. तुम तो सेमीकंडक्टर का बेनिफिट बता रहे हो, मैं सेमीकंडक्टर की कमी पूछ रहा हूँ.
It will not hold charge that effectively.
Why not? What do you mean by holding charge? Why will it not hold charge? चार्ज तो कोई भी चीज होल्ड कर सकती है यार. Why do you say that it will not hold charge? It will hold charge more than a metal. Metal can easily lose charge compared to a semiconductor. Anybody else? Again, why was depletion region forming? Go back to that point. वहाँ पे जाओ.
Sir, instead of free charges, it will hold static charges.
Yeah. Okay, we will have static charges. And what is the static charges going to do? What are static charges going to do?
So they will create electric field inside semiconductor.
Yeah. Okay. So those,
And in
so there is
case
a
of-
limitation. There is a limitation on the number of charges you can have on the surface. Okay, because it is dependent on the density of your dopants. Okay, we'll get into that in a moment. Okay, let us look at this particular situation. Okay, we have a metal oxide and a semiconductor. Okay, and we apply a it's a p-type semiconductor. So let us say I apply a negative voltage to this gate. Okay, between the gate and the body I apply a voltage like this. Okay, VGB. Okay, VGB. Let us call this as VGB. Okay, what is VGB? Voltage applied on gate with respect to the body is VGB. Okay, if I apply VGB less than 0, let us say that I apply a VGB less than 0. So effectively, I'm drawing the battery in this way. For the reason that I am trying to write G with respect to B. Okay, so that is I have drawn the terminal over here. So when VGB is less than 0, that implies that the terminals are reversed. Okay, we have applied a negative to the gate and a positive to the body. What is going to happen in this particular situation? इस सिचुएशन में क्या होगा? कैपेसिटर है. Understand that there is nothing more than that. It is nothing more than a capacitor. What is going to happen in this case?
The positive charge will accumulate on the metal side and negative charge on P side.
Are you sure? I have applied VGB less than 0. Voltage of gate with
Okay.
respect to the body is less than 0.
Then opposite will happen, sir. A metal will have negative charge and P side will have positive charge.
So let me, or we can replace this and say that we have a positive terminal. So VBG. Okay, we have applied a positive VBG. Okay, if I apply positive VBG, what is going to happen? It is going to push all the electrons towards the metal. Okay, and it is going to push all the positive charges towards the oxide. Okay, so we'll have positive charges over here. Okay, and negative charges at the oxide metal interface. Again, charges cannot be present inside a metal, because if there are charges, net charge present inside the metal, then what is it going to do? It is going to move around because of the electric field and it will go back to the surface. Okay, you might have studied that in physics. I don't want to go into. I would go into it, but this course we are already running late, so let us not go into that too much. So we'll have positive charges accumulating at the surface over here and negative charges accumulating at the oxide metal interface. Okay, oxide semiconductor interface, we'll have positive charges and negative charges. Now there will be, if you increase the voltage even further, what is going to happen? We'll have more negative charges over here and more positive charges all at the surface. Why are they all at the surface? Anybody? Because these positive charges can move around. Okay, these are filled, this semiconductor is filled with holes, so these positive charges can move around, so they will all accumulate at the surface. Okay, and similarly metal में तो limit ही नहीं है कोई electrons की, so they will again all accumulate at the surface. Now if I apply the other situation, okay, what is the other situation? That I apply a positive VGB. Okay, if I apply a positive VGB, what happens in this situation? इस सिचुएशन में क्या होगा? बताओ क्या करेगी बैटरी? शिवांश? नो, शाश्वत. Shashwat, what is going to happen in this situation? I can't hear you. Nope. I could hear the noise which you were creating earlier, but I can't hear your voice. Still can't. Arush, what is going to happen?
So the reverse should happen. Like,
Yeah, tell me what is the reverse.
Sir, on the bottom of the metal, in the oxide, we will have positive charges.
Not in
and,
the oxide, it will be in the metal. Okay?
Out,
Please
just
understand that.
outside the metal.
Yeah, just outside the
Just
oxide.
outside the,
Yeah.
yeah, yes. So just
So we'll
outside
have
it,
positive charges.
Positive charges.
How are positive charges created in a metal?
Sir, electrons will go to the other side.
Yeah, so when you apply a positive terminal of the battery, electrons are pulled from here and they go here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once they enter the p-type semiconductor, what is going to happen?
They will
क्या होगा? p-type semiconductor में क्या है? बहुत सारे
holes.
होल्स हैं. ओके,
Yes,
इलेक्ट्रॉन
they will
आएंगे वहाँ.
attract- yes, they
एक्सिस
will
इलेक्ट्रॉन
attract the
एक्सिस
holes.
इलेक्ट्रॉन्स वहाँ पे आए तो क्या होगा?
Recombination.
Recombination.
They'll recombine. Okay, so we'll have positive charges on the metal. Okay, and after recombination of these electrons, they leave with the holes. They leave behind negative ions. Okay, but what is the limitation on negative ions? The number of negative ions per unit volume is constant. It's fixed. It is decided by when you dope it. Okay, so these negative ions will no longer be present just at the surface, but also below, depending on the density. Okay, total number of charges is going to be the same. Total number of positive charges on the metal is going to be the total number of negative ions present over here. Okay, so that is what is essentially going to happen. Okay. Now, if you increase the voltage even further, what is going to happen? What is going to happen?
More number of negative charges.
We'll have more positive charges present at the surface of the metal oxide, and we'll have more negative ions. And the only way to create more negative ions is why? Is how?
Recombination.
We can have recombination is all right. That is how we create a. But other than that, if we wanted to have more ions, we'll have to increase the region where these negative ions are present. Okay, they cannot move towards the surface. Okay, if I increase the voltage further, and I wanted to have more negative charges, then I have to have this again. Okay. So, if you look at this situation, what do we have? So this is called as the depletion region. Okay, again we call this as the depletion region. Why? Because it is depleted of carriers. Okay, so when you apply a positive voltage in a MOSFET, in a MOS capacitor with p-type semiconductor, when you apply a positive voltage to the gate, it pushes away the holes from the surface. Okay, you can think of it this way. We create positive ions on the metal side, and it pushes away the holes from the surface. If it pushes away the holes, those holes recombine with the electrons that are coming from this side, and finally we are left behind with these negative ions. Okay, if I were to talk about the capacitance of this particular MOS capacitor, what will the capacitance be now? पहले कैपेसिटेंस क्या था? What was the capacitance earlier? बताओ भाई.
स्लो नहीं पढ़ती.
पहले मतलब जब कोई भी चार्ज सिस्टम नहीं था
नहीं
तब
opposite situation में yeah, you can think of it this way also, that initially, okay, just when you're applying a very small positive voltage, what is going to happen? The change is going to take place over here and here. Okay, the charge change is going to take place at the surface of the metal oxide and the surface of the oxide semiconductor. Okay, those are the two places. So your capacitance would be C0, if you want to call it, not C0, initial capacitance is going to be equal to epsilon SiO2, okay, epsilon A area. Okay, let us not talk about the area, we'll talk about the capacitance per unit area. Okay, this is capacitance per unit area, so we'll forget about the area. So epsilon A by D, we forget about the A. Okay, so epsilon by D, what is the D? D is your thickness of your oxide. Okay, so epsilon over Tox, this is your initial capacitance. Okay, when you just apply a very small voltage. Now in this particular situation, what is happening? Your positive charge change is taking place at the metal oxide interface. Okay, and where is the negative charge change taking place? Negative charge कहाँ पे change हो रहा है?
P-type semiconductor.
Huh?
Semiconductor.
It is happening in the p-type semiconductor, but where? At which location in the p-type semiconductor?
so in the depletion region of p-type
Just
semiconductor.
outside the depletion region. Okay, it is no longer happening over here. Okay, so this is going to be, let us call this as D or XD. XD is the depth of your depletion region. Okay, XD is the depth of your depletion region. So your charge change is taking, the positive plate is there and the negative plate is Tox plus XD. Is that okay or no? Please understand that in a parallel plate capacitor, यहाँ पर अगर positive charge है, जो additional positive, and this is your negative charge. Okay, when I apply an additional voltage, if I apply an additional voltage, positive charge is created over here and a additional negative charge is created over here. So the capacitance stays the same. Why does the capacitance stay the same? Because even if you apply a very high voltage, the distance between the place where the positive charge and the negative charge change is taking place stays the same. Okay, so the capacitance is always equal to, if we were to talk about C prime here, is going to be epsilon over D. Okay, this is your D. Is that okay? Because it is going to be irrespective of how much charge you have. But in this case, what is happening?
Capacitance will decrease.
Yeah, so what is happening? The distance between these two plates is increasing. Okay, initially the distance between these two plates was this. Now the plate, if you increase the voltage, the distance between the plates has increased to this value. But it is not only that, the two regions have different permittivities also. Okay, different Ks, different epsilon R relative permittivity. Okay, epsilon R is different for both all these materials. So one is epsilon silicon, another is epsilon SiO2. Okay, so you can think of this particular situation as you have a capacitor. ठीक है, अभी हम यहाँ पर एक imaginary metal की plate लगा देते हैं. Okay, we'll apply an imaginary, it does not exist. Okay, please understand that it does not exist, but we are applying an imaginary metal plate over here. Now what is happening? These two capacitors are in series with each other. The capacitor between the metal and this surface, okay, is in series with the capacitor which is present across these two. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, so if I know the capacitance C1 and I know the capacitance C2, so the total capacitance is going to be 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. Okay, when the capacitances are in series with each other, this is how it looks like. Okay, so the net capacitance is going to be smaller as compared to the previous situation. Okay, and not only will it be smaller, it will be dependent on the voltage that you apply. Okay, so we can make, so this is one way of making a variable capacitor. Okay, till now you have all studied fixed capacitance values. Okay, we can also make a variable capacitor using this particular technique. Okay, we'll stop now and we'll continue on Friday. Okay, thank you. If those who want to leave, they can leave, and I'll answer some questions if anybody has.
Sir, can you please explain what is C2 here? Sir, C1 and C2.
So let us we can think of it as a plate over here. Okay, imaginary plate बना लो एक, ठीक है. So the capacitance between this value and this, okay, that is C2.
Okay sir.
ठीक है.
सर इसमें ये जो जंक्शन बनना चाहिए था, मतलब ये रिकॉम्बिनेशन की वजह से जो नेगेटिव आयंस हुए हैं, ये मतलब बॉडी टर्मिनल के पास ही होने चाहिए थे ना, मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉन्स वहां से एंटर कर रहे हैं. तो
मैं ऑलरेडी इसको मैं सोच रहा था मैं इसको छोड़ देता हूँ, लेकिन तुम लोग छोड़ने नहीं दोगे. ठीक है. लेट अस अज्यूम दैट दिस हैपेंस. व्हाट यू आर सेइंग? ही इज सेइंग व्हाई डू दीज कम ओवर हियर, नॉट दे जस्ट डू नॉट एग्जिस्ट ओवर हियर. Okay, let us look at. Let us say that these negative ions are present over here instead of at the surface. ठीक है? Let us say I assume that. Okay, positive charges are over here. ठीक है? Now what is going to happen? There will be field lines from here to here, from the top to the bottom. Is that okay? Who was the person asking the question?
Yes sir.
What's your name? Darshita?
Yes sir.
Okay. So now what is going to happen if there is a field over here? अगर field है यहाँ पर तो क्या होगा? What is this field? What is this filled with?
Like the ions will move up.
No. Before ions move, let me ask you. What is it filled with? What is this made up of? यहाँ पर क्या है? Silicon है, and silicon is this is a p-type silicon, so it is full of holes. What is going to happen to those holes under this electric field?
They'll move downwards.
They will move down. Once they move down, they will neutralize any negative charges, and these negative charges will move up. Okay, negative charges are not moving up, but holes are moving down, so they are going to leave behind. Once they move down, this becomes neutralized, and the negative ions appear over here. ठीक है? फिर क्या होगा? अभी भी फील्ड है. फिर क्या होगा?
हाँ, okay sir, I got it.
They will keep on moving up. Okay, so I skipped that part, but thank you for asking the question anyway.
Okay sir.
Okay.
सर तो नॉर्मल जंक्शन में वो ये हो जाता है कि वो दोनों एक साथ ही होते हैं, तो वो एक दूसरे को अट्रैक्ट करके मतलब जंक्शन पे ही रखते हैं. मतलब जब हम पीएन जंक्शन की बात करते हैं तो मतलब वहां पे भी तो वो ऐसे मतलब डिफ्यूज होते हुए साइड में जा सकते.
Please understand that in that case, those two are competing with each other. Okay, the diffusion force is competing with your electric force.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so those two cancel each other out. That is why there is a separation. Okay, otherwise there would be no. If only one of those two forces was present, then it will be uniform everywhere. Okay, but there are two different forces present, therefore something else happens, which are competing with each other.
Sir, in this, due to the electric field, the charges move upwards.
Charges are not moving upwards, the charges are moving down. The positive charges are moving down, so they leave behind negative ions.
Yes, yes. So I was just.
Sir, here how you consider those two capacitors? Sir, I'm not getting that.
छोड़ो, कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है, लेकिन तुम्हें समझ में आ रहा है ना? See, please understand that you don't even have to do that. तुमने दो कैपेसिटर का फॉर्मूला पढ़ा होगा तुम्हारे उसमें. इसमें एप्सिलॉन 1 है, इसमें एप्सिलॉन 2 है. पढ़ा है ना? एक कैपेसिटर जिसमें दो डिफरेंट मटेरियल है, बस वही वाला फॉर्मूला लगा दो यार, यहाँ पे भी तुम्हारा काम आ जाएगा. वो सेम ही होता है. ठीक है?
नहीं सर, इसमें वो दो मटेरियल कैसे मान रहे सर, वो समझ नहीं.
क्योंकि दो डिफरेंट मटेरियल है ना, ये ऑक्साइड है, ये सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड, ये सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड है और ये सिलिकॉन है, तो दोनों का एप्सिलॉन डिफरेंट होगा ना.
बीच में सर आयंस होंगे तो हम उसको कंसीडर नहीं कर रहे हैं. मतलब
आयंस मूव नहीं कर सकते ना, दे आर एक्टिंग लाइक अ डाइलेक्ट्रिक, दैट पार्ट इज एक्टिंग लाइक अ डाइलेक्ट्रिक नाउ. दोस आयंस कैन नॉट मूव.
तो सर ये जरूरी नहीं है कि एक डाइलेक्ट्रिक न्यूट्रल ही हो.
वो क्यों जरूरी है? बस तुम्हें अपनी फील्ड को कंसीडर करना पड़ेगा बस. कैसे? प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस इज नॉट द नेट कैपेसिटेंस, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज व्हाट, इंक्रीमेंटल कैपेसिटेंस or differential capacitance if you want to call it. Okay, this is the change in capacitance that we are talking about, or this capacitance is the AC capacitance. ओके
ओके सर, ओके। मतलब सर हमने बीच में दो मटेरियल मान लिया, अब एक ऑक्साइड मटेरियल है और एक पी टाइप मटेरियल है जिसमें
माना
negative-
नहीं है, मैंने माना नहीं है
हाँ, मतलब सर उनको हमने वो समझने के लिए ऐसे हमने इक्विवेलेंट कैपेसिटेंस ऐसे लिखा है उसका।
So if you look at this particular situation, okay, when you have parallel plate capacitor, two metal plates, and then you have two materials, epsilon 1 and epsilon 2, both of them are dielectrics. If you look at the capacitance, you will see that this comes out to be equal to, if this is T1, this is T2, T1 in series with another capacitor. Okay, these two come out to be equivalent. ठीक है? अगर तुम जाके फॉर्मूला देखो, अगर फॉर्मूला देखोगे जाके देखना, ये दोनों सेम आएंगे, दोनों का कैपेसिटेंस।
यस सर, ये फॉर्मूला तो मुझे क्लियर है, पर कैपेसिटेंस में सर हम ये मानते हैं कि दो सरफेसेस के दोनों तरफ चार्ज एक्यूमुलेट हो रहे हैं, तो हम बीच के डिस्टेंस के हिसाब से कैपेसिटेंस लिखते हैं।
हाँ?
फिर यहाँ पे चार्ज एक्यूमुलेशन तो इस पूरे रीजन में हो रहा है ना, तो हम फिर जो नया आ रहा है उसी को
अरे भाई नहीं, समझो, इस प्लेट की बात करते हैं, चलो ठीक है। यहाँ पर हमने पॉजिटिव क्यू लगाया, ठीक है, मान लो प्लस क्यू है वहाँ पे, ठीक है। यहाँ पर माइनस क्यू आया, यहाँ पर प्लस क्यू आया, और यहाँ पे माइनस क्यू आ गया। ये प्लस क्यू और माइनस क्यू, अगर ये प्लेट, इमेजिनरी प्लेट को अगर हम माने, तो नेट प्लेट के ऊपर टोटल चार्ज कितना है?
0।
हाँ वही है, तो एक इमेजिनरी प्लेट लगा सकते हो ना यहाँ पे, क्या परेशानी है?
वो सर पी साइड के अंदर पूछ रहे हैं शायद कि
P side
सर
के अंदर?
सर मतलब वहां तो पूरा चार्ज ही भरा है, तो उसको कैपेसिटर कैसे मान लिया? उसको भी बहुत छोटे छोटे कैपेसिटर से बना हुआ बांध सकते हैं ना सर। मतलब जो पी साइड के अंदर तो कॉन्टिन्यूअस चार्ज है ना सर, तो उसे कैपेसिटर शायद कैसे मान लिया, वो ऐसा कुछ पूछना चाह रहा है।
ओके
तो मतलब मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि हम ऐसा नहीं मान सकते क्या कि मेटल वाली जो साइड है वहां पे मान लो एक बहुत पतली सी थिकनेस के अंदर पॉजिटिव चार्ज इकट्ठा हो रहा है, और जो सेमीकंडक्टर वाली साइड है वहां पे कोई थोड़ी मोटी लेयर के अंदर नेगेटिव चार्ज इकट्ठा हो रहा है, जो कि लेयर की लेंथ चेंज होती जा रही कंटिन्यूअसली।
हाँ,
तो अभी भी मेरा जो बीच वाला रीजन है वो तो सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड वाला ही है ना, मतलब वो इनिशियली भी तो
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, हम इंक्रीमेंटल कैपेसिटेंस की बात कर रहे हैं। एसी में क्या इफेक्ट होगा इसका? प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट वी आर नॉट टॉक अबाउट डीसी हियर। ओके, दिस इज नॉट द डीसी कैपेसिटेंस दैट आई जस्ट रोट। जो मैंने अभी कैपेसिटेंस लिखा है वो मेरा एसी कैपेसिटेंस है, जो तुम्हारी बात में मान रहा हूँ, मतलब वो बात तुम्हारी रीजनेबल है। लेकिन तुम एसी में अगर सोचो, इसके ऊपर अगर तुमने एक एसी सिग्नल लगा दिया, इसके ऊपर तुमने एसी सिग्नल लगा दिया, तो उसको कितना कैपेसिटेंस दिखाई देगा ये बताओ। चलो, तुमने एक वीजीबी लगाया हुआ है पहले से डीसी, ठीक है, उसके ऊपर हमने एसी सिग्नल लगा दिया, तो उसको क्या कैपेसिटेंस दिखाई देगा यहाँ पे?
सर एक तो कुछ फिक्स्ड वैल्यू होगी वीजीबी के कारण, और एक ये जो हमने
नहीं, वीजीबी के कारण उसको क्यों दिखाई देगा? उसको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? वीजीबी की वजह से क्या हुआ, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है ये एसी सिग्नल को? वीजीबी की वजह से ये क्रिएट हो गया, ठीक है, वी हैव क्रिएटेड दिस होल सिचुएशन। Okay, now I apply an AC signal on top of that. This AC signal is a small signal compared to VGB. Okay, it's a very small value compared to VGB. So what is going to happen in that particular situation?
सर ये कैपेसिटेंस एक फिक्स वैल्यू के अराउंड फ्लक्चुएट होती रहेगी।
हाँ, और वो फिक्स वैल्यू क्या होगी? चेंज, चार्ज का चेंज कहाँ पे होगा? इस जगह पर होगा ना?
यस सर,
ठीक है ना? So we are talking about incremental or differential capacitance over here. The incremental capacitance, okay, what capacitance this AC signal is going to see on top of this DC signal, okay, that is what we are talking about here.
okay sir,
ठीक है? Anybody else has a question?
तो इसमें ऑक्साइड क्या रोल प्ले कर रहा है? मतलब सीधा मेटल और वो नहीं लगा सकते थे क्या सेमीकंडक्टर?
वो अगली बार बात करेंगे, लेकिन तुम सोचो अगर मेटल सेमीकंडक्टर होता है तो यहाँ पर क्या होता? करंट कंटिन्यूसली फ्लो करता है ना। अब यहाँ पर करंट क्या होगा? डीसी में, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डीसी। व्हाट इज द डीसी करंट गोइंग टू बी ओवर हियर?
सर इसमें तो ये सर सिलिकॉन
इन स्टेडी स्टेट डीसी करंट यहाँ पर कितना होगा?
0।
या अगर ऑक्साइड नहीं होती तो क्या होता?
करंट फ्लो होता।
हाँ, शॉर्ट की डायोड का जो हमने पिछली बार किया था उस इक्वेशन के हिसाब से। तो वो नहीं चाहते ना हम।
एज ए इंसुलेटर काम कर रहा है ऑक्साइड।
हाँ, दैट इज द पॉइंट.
ओके सर, ओके. और सर एक चीज और पूछना था, ये वैक्यूम इलेक्ट्रॉन और फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन में डिफरेंस क्या है?
वैक्यूम इलेक्ट्रॉन कब बोला मैंने? वैक्यूम लेवल बोला था.
हाँ सर, उसके अंदर मतलब जो इलेक्ट्रॉन रहेगा वो वैक्यूम इलेक्ट्रॉन बोल रहा हूँ उसे.
चलो बोल लो, लेकिन तो वैक्यूम इलेक्ट्रॉन और फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन में कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है. एक बार वो वैक्यूम लेवल में पहुंच गया तो उसके बाद फ्री हो गया वो.
तो
नहीं, रुको, हाँ, वेट.
फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन तो मेटल के अंदर भी हो सकता है ना.
अरे हमने दो टाइप को फ्री होते हैं. देखो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट देयर आर लिमिट्स ऑफ फ्री. ओके, जब हम सेमीकंडक्टर्स की बात कर रहे थे कल से पहले तक जब हम फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन की बात कर रहे थे तो वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट इलेक्ट्रॉन विच इज फ्री टू मूव अराउंड. ओके, इलेक्ट्रॉन विच इज इन द कंडक्शन बैंड. Okay, but when we talk about vacuum level, it is completely free. Means not only is it free to move around, it is free of the material itself. वो बाहर चला गया. ठीक है, तो वो डबल फ्री है, फ्री स्क्वायर्ड है वो वैक्यूम लेवल में जो पहुंच गया. ठीक है,
Isolated.
हाँ ठीक है,
हाँ, ओके सर.
वो फ्री स्क्वायर्ड है वो फ्री नहीं है. ठीक है.
और सर उसमें हम मान रहे थे मतलब कि एक ही कंडक्शन बैंड से दूसरे मतलब मेटल के फर्मी बैंड में ही आ रहा है, तो मतलब वो सही थोड़ी ना. मतलब फर्मी के अलावा भी और स्टेट होगी ना, वहां भी तो आ सकता है.
क्या
जब हम सर इलेक्ट्रॉन, सर जब हम कह रहे थे कि उसको बैंड ज्यादा दिख रहा है शॉर्ट की में,
हाँ.
लाइक जब तो सर मतलब अगर हम उससे ऊपर वाला एनर्जी लेवल देख ले,
हाँ.
जो फर्मी लेवल के अलावा कोई बैंड है मेटल का, तो
No,
वहां पे तो
but Fermi please understand that most of the levels above Fermi level are empty for a metal. Okay, so the probability of an electron being there is very very small compared to the Fermi level or below.
सर
ठीक है?
एम्प्टी क्यों होंगे?
हाँ,
मतलब सर स्टेट तो है ही ना उधर पर.
तो स्टेट तो सेमीकंडक्टर में भी है.
हाँ सर, मतलब मैं वही कह रहा हूँ कि जो कंडक्शन बैंड है वहां से ईएफ के कोई ऊपर वाले पे भी तो जा सकता है.
हाँ जा सकता है, तभी तो करंट जीरो नहीं होता. अगर वो ऊपर नहीं जा सकता तो करंट तो जीरो हो जाता ना. एग्जैक्टली आइडेंटिकली करंट जीरो नहीं होता है. नो, बहुत छोटी क्वांटिटी होती है क्योंकि देयर इज अ प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ एन इलेक्ट्रॉन बीइंग प्रेजेंट ओवर देयर, बट द प्रोबेबिलिटी इज वेरी वेरी स्मॉल.
सर उसके अंदर वैसा नहीं रहता कि मेटल के अंदर ईएफ की डेफिनेशन अलग है. लाइक हमने ईएफ सेमीकंडक्टर में पढ़ा था, प्रोबेबिलिटी हाफ होती है.
हाँ,
तो उससे अलग क्या कुछ डेफिनेशन मेटल के अंदर ईएफ की?
प्रोबेबिलिटी हाफ होती है. पता नहीं यार मेटल में कैसे डिफाइन करते हैं, बट यू कैन थिंक ऑफ ए metal for me the work function of metal as the place where you stop having means उसके बाद जो है practically the number of electrons in states higher than that is almost zero.
हाँ सर, क्योंकि सेमीकंडक्टर में तो ऐसा नहीं होता, ईएफ के ऊपर भी होती है अच्छी प्रोबेबिलिटी
हाँ
ग्रेजुअली.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, मुझे नहीं पता यार मेटल्स के बारे में इतना, लेकिन we assume that the states below the Fermi level are filled and above the Fermi level are almost empty.
ओके सर.
Okay.
ओके.
We cannot apply these theories identically everywhere. Similarly.
सर इससे पहले तो हमने होल वाला केस कंसीडर करा था जब पी साइड की तरफ होल्स एक्यूमुलेट हो रहे थे. सर उस केस में भी ऐसी अनकवरिंग होगी?
नहीं, क्यों होगी? होल्स कैन मूव.
सर होल्स के मूव करने का, अच्छा ठीक है सर, होल्स कैन मूव. सर हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि इससे ऐसा कुछ हुआ कि जो ऑक्साइड के जस्ट नीचे वाली लेयर है सेमीकंडक्टर वाली, वहां पर सर एक ही एटम के ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन अनकवर होने लग गए तो होल्स उसी जगह ज्यादा बनने लगे, ऐसा बोलेंगे?
इलेक्ट्रॉन्स अनकवर क्यों होंगे? मतलब आयंस अनकवर क्यों होंगे?
सर ये तो होगा कि उस केस के अंदर जब मैं वोल्टेज बढ़ाऊंगा तब मेटल की साइड में इलेक्ट्रॉन्स बढ़ेंगे और सेमीकंडक्टर की साइड में होल्स बढ़ेंगे, ये चीज तो होगी.
हाँ.
अब सर होल्स बढ़ने का मतलब क्या है? हम ये कह रहे हैं कि अनकवरिंग जैसी तो कोई चीज होगी नहीं उस केस में. तो अनकवरिंग नहीं होगी इसका मतलब जो ऑक्साइड के जस्ट नीचे वाला पार्ट है सेमीकंडक्टर का, वहां पे होल्स बढ़ने लगेंगे.
हाँ.
तो वहां पे सर होल्स अल्टीमेटली रिलेटेड तो एटम से ही है. तो होल फ्रीली इंडिपेंडेंटली तो एग्जिस्ट कर नहीं सकता. वो एक एटम का एक शेल, मतलब जो स्टेट उसकी खाली होगी, वो स्टेट जब ज्यादा खाली होती जाएगी तो होल्स ज्यादा बनते जाएंगे.
तो तुम कह रहे हो नेगेटिव आयंस नीचे होने चाहिए?
हाँ, या तो ऐसा हो कि नेगेटिव आयन नीचे हो, और या फिर ऐसा हो कि एक एटम से रिलेटेड एक से ज्यादा होल्स हो.
चलो बात देखते हैं इसको क्या होगा इसमें. So we have a and I apply a negative VGB. ठीक है, अब क्या होगा?
सर
क्या करेगा जी? हाँ
सर
या
प्लीज ये सब ट्यूटोरियल सेशन में डिस्कस कर लीजिएगा ना, तब हमारे लिए भी हेल्पफुल होगा सुन के. अभी दूसरी क्लास शुरू हो गई है और सुन भी नहीं पा रहे हैं ये.
कोई
मतलब
बात
मुझे
तो मैं ऐसा करो इस क्वेश्चन को आंसर करके मैं छोड़ देता हूँ, लेकिन तुम वीडियो पे देख लेना. सॉरी, अब इसको आंसर कर देना दो. ठीक है, ठीक है. एंड आई नॉट सो I don't know. I will if you want to ask this question again, you can ask me on Monday. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Let me answer this today. So we have what? ये positive terminal है, so what is this positive terminal going to do? It is going to pull some electrons here. ठीक है, कुछ electrons यहाँ से pull करेगा. ठीक है, and these electrons will go and get accumulated at the metal. ठीक है, अब इसने यहाँ से इलेक्ट्रॉन्स खींच लिए तो क्या हुआ?
सर यहाँ पे होल्स बचेंगे जो अब उसी तरीके से ऊपर ट्रांसफर होते जाएंगे.
वो ऊपर पहुंच गए, चलो होल्स. फिर क्या होगा?
अब सर और इलेक्ट्रॉन खींचेगा तो और होल्स ऊपर ट्रांसफर होंगे.
It is pulling electrons. What is going to happen to your negative ions? वो मेन क्वेश्चन था. नेगेटिव आयंस का क्या होगा?
सर कौन से नेगेटिव आयंस?
जो इसमें है.
तो नेगेटिव आयंस इसमें तो बनेंगे ना सर.
नहीं, if we pull electrons away from this region, what is it going to do? We'll have more generation. हो गया, आ गया समझ में. See, in a semiconductor, you have your recombination is equal to generation in equilibrium. ठीक है, recombination is equal to generation in equilibrium. Generation stays constant depending on temperature. Okay, so now if you pull some electrons away from this region, अगर तुम यहाँ से electrons को कुछ वो pull कर लो, if you pull some electrons away from this region, what is going to happen to your recombination? Recombination का क्या होगा? बताओ भाई.
सर कम हो जाएगा.
वो कम हो जाएगा. जनरेशन हमारा ज़्यादा है. ठीक है, फिक्स्ड है. पहले रिकॉम्बिनेशन जनरेशन बराबर थे, अब फिक्स्ड हो गया वो. ठीक है, मीन्स इट इज जनरेशन इज स्टिल फिक्स्ड बिकॉज इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द टेम्परेचर. यू आर रिड्यूसिंग द रिकॉम्बिनेशन, सो इट इज गोइंग टू जनरेट अ पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स एंड होल्स. ठीक है, तो हमारे पास यहाँ पर कंप्लीटली सेटिस्फाई होते रहेंगे जब तक हम वोल्टेज लगाते रहेंगे. यहाँ पर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स और यहाँ पर होल्स आते रहेंगे क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन्स यहाँ से बाहर जाते जा रहे हैं. ठीक है, इज दैट ओके और नो?
बट सर होल्स अल्टीमेटली रिलेटेड तो एक एटम से ही है ना.
उससे क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है? एटम से कहाँ?
एक्सटर्नल.
तो एटम की कोई लिमिट थोड़ी है यार. एटम की हमारी डेंसिटी कितनी है एटम की? प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट it is related to the atoms, but it is not related to your what is it, your impurity concentration. Okay, the limitation in the previous case was on the impurity concentration. In this case it only depends on the number of atoms. Okay, number of atoms tends to about 22, unlimited as far as semiconductors are concerned. What is the problem?
तो फिर सर उस तरीके से तो नेगेटिव आयंस भी उस एज पे खूब सारे जनरेट नहीं हो सकते. मतलब
कैसे हो जाएंगे नेगेटिव आयंस जनरेट? नेगेटिव आयंस तो तुम्हारी डोपिंग डेंसिटी के ऊपर डिपेंड करते हैं ना. व्हाट इज अ नेगेटिव आयन? It depends on the doping density. No, I think you are confusing the more basic principle. That what is the difference between a negatively charged silicon atom and a negatively charged boron atom? The boron atom cannot move. A negatively charged silicon atom can move, because negative charged silicon atom is effectively a free electron. Okay, that electron can move from one place to another. You're confusing these two things.
Okay, sir, I got it. Yes, sir, I got that confusion.
Okay. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you on Friday. Bye bye.